Hello everyone and welcome to WWE Universe, as I'm here to review the NXT Takeover Chicago, which took place last Saturday, and it was one of the second takeover, the third takeover of 2017, set in Chicago, the home of CM Punk, which I can confirm now CM Punk was not in attendance at this event. But without further ado, we had 4 matches taking place in this event, so let's take a look at them. Now, of course, the first one starts with Roderick Strong, who was a member of that big tag match in Dallas, or should I say in Orlando, to take on Satanary. Well, he's going to be going one-on-one against Eric Young, and he manages to beat Aaron Young in his battle against Satanary, which was a great success for Roderick Strong to finally beat the leader of the team and coming out victorious after becoming a dad recently, which is congratulations for him. And then that would lead into the WWE United Kingdom Championship match, where we would see Pete Dunne and Tyler Bates finally battle out in a country not in the UK, known as Chicago. First time ever that the United Kingdom Championship is defended in a big city like Chicago. And surprisingly enough, Pete Dunne had finally done it. He finally defeated Tyler Bates and finally wins the United Kingdom Championship, becoming the second man in the championship's history books to ever win the championship. So that means Pete Dunne is the second man ever to become the United Kingdom champion. So should be very interesting to see where they're going to take Pete Dunne's reign as the Intercontinental Champion. Whether he'll end up having a rematch with Tyler Bate remains to be seen. And then also Jim Ross also commentated that match as well, and he also did some interviews after the show talking about him commentating the United Kingdom Championship match. And then eventually that would lead to a triple threat for the NXT Women's title, where we would see Asuka defending the title against one of the newbies, Ruby Riott and Nikki Cross. Of course, Nikki Cross having a second opportunity at the NXT Women's Championship. But, of course, Asuka being, you could say she's the heel right now, as she's been acting like a heel lately in the NXT brand, had managed to defeat both Nikki Cross and Ruby Riott to actually remain the NXT Women's Champion. She's probably the longest champion, as she has kept that title for around 413 days as champion, which is absolutely insane. It's just, man, I can't believe how powerful Asuka has become since becoming a member of NXT. She has certainly remained champion every match, which is insane. So Asuka is certainly making a name for herself as the NXT Women's Champion. It's just going to be interesting to see who will be the one to stop her in any of the future NXT matches for the title. And then finally, the main event would be Hinsei Imati, who is one of these Japan characters who's recently returned from injury, would take on Bobby Roode for the NXT Championship. And you could say he's a bit like Finn Balor, but obviously he uses the GTS just like CM Punk, so he's pretty much like Finn Balor in a way, but with the GTS. But the cool thing is that unfortunately he was unsuccessful in winning the NXT title, because eventually Bobby Roode would remain champion, and that would mean he would continue to be glorious at NXT, being the top guy on the brand, and he continues to, like I said, he continues to remain champion. But obviously for Hindu, he would end up getting a bit annoyed backstage and start kicking off and etc. I can definitely see what appears to be some sort of a heel turn could be in the works for the character at some point. So we'll have to wait and see, but be interested. It'll be interesting to see where they take the character moving forward and who Bobby Roode will face at the next NXT Takeover, which should be in Brooklyn, New York, which will be in August. That's when the next NXT should be having its next Takeover event, which will be around the time of SummerSlam. But there you have it. That is the latest NXT Takeover. And by the way, they're going to be coming to the UK very soon. So be sure to look out if you're planning to go to the NXT Takeover in the UK. Then be sure to look out for them. They'll be coming to the coming to the UK very, very soon. And yeah, that is pretty much it. So thanks for watching, and I will see you all. And also, let's not forget, before I disappear, I've completely forgot, the NXT Tag Team Championship match. This is the one that really put a shocker in many people's eyes, because it was a ladder match for the NXT Tag Team titles, the DIY versus the Authors of Pain. And, of course, the Authors of Pain would remain the NXT Tag Team Champions, but it was straight after the match, which caused a bit of a shocker to NXT fans, was the fact that, well, Tommy had actually attacked Johnny at the end of the show and caused him to leave in an ambulance, pretty much, and it was the end of DIY as we know it. Man, that was an insane ending. That was probably one of the most shocking endings that NXT has ever performed in the show, and to see Tomze turn against Johnny, one of his tag team partners from the Cruiserweight Open, it was just a shocker. It really was. Nobody saw it coming. Nobody felt that moment happening until it happened, and it was a shocker to many NXT fans, and this is definitely going to cause some rivalries between the two at the next NXT Takeover for sure. But it'll be interesting to see who the Authors of Pain will face next as the NXT Tag Team Champions. So there you go, guys. That's pretty much everything that happened in NXT Takeover. And join me very shortly as we'll be taking a look at WWE SmackDown's pay-per-view, SmackDown's first pay-per-view since WrestleMania, Backlash, where we will see some of the latest draftees become a part of this SmackDown event alongside Shinsuke Nakamura, who would have his very first match as a SmackDown competitor during their first pay-per-view after WrestleMania for SmackDown only. So stay tuned, everybody, and I'll see you all shortly.